Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast. This week's topic is just start, keep trying.
Welcome to the Light, Hope, and Healing podcast, where we discuss why you have stress, anxiety, pain, illness, and how to heal from it. I am your host, Tracy Gohrick. My background is a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and channel.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast. This week's topic is just start, keep trying. So, how many times in your life have you wanted to try something, but you're too scared? Or how many times in your life have you even thought of like changing jobs, but you're too scared? Or how many times in your life have you thought of, like I said, trying something new, but you're just too scared of making mistakes? So this video is about just do it. Okay. Now this is a simple thing that I did and it's just kind of funny, but I started doing sourdough and I just kept putting it off and putting it off because you watch all these videos and it seems so complicated and it's so much to it and you have to be so specific. And I was like, just do it. And because I remembered recently I had done fire cider and it was so silly. I wanted to do it just right. Well, fire cider, you just cut up the vegetables, put it in vinegar and let it sit there for a month, right? And I finally did it, but I was so scared to do it because I was afraid I was gonna make a mistake. But then in the back of my mind, I finally said, no, you've just got to do it. So this is the same thing with the sourdough. So I finally just decided to do it. And it was interesting, like through the whole process, like every step, I would be so nervous, starting the sourdough starter. I started it from scratch, with the flour and water. And I'm watching all these videos and, I followed every day. I was just watching videos and following it. And I'd still get nervous. And my sourdough, actually, it rose really high the third day or something. And then after that, it really wasn't even raising that much. And then I was gone for a week and my husband kept doing feeding it and stuff. And finally, when I came back after 3 weeks after starting it, it finally just took off. And it's been amazing ever since. But I was so scared. I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. How do I get this to work? And, you know, the point is working through things. I just kept working through it. I kept watching videos on it to see what else I could do to make it work. And honestly, if you're looking for sourdough, that's just something that sometimes takes time, especially in the winter. When it's colder, it's going to take more time. But, watching those videos and talking to people, maybe even getting on message boards or Facebook groups or whatever, for whatever it is you want to try to help give you advice on it, right? But the whole point in this is if we don't start doing it and make the mistakes, because you have to make the mistakes to learn. Of course, I probably made mistakes along the way with it. But if I didn't make it, I didn't learn because you make the mistake and then you're like, okay, no, I need to change this. I can go even way back to when I started making videos. I had to start. I was afraid it wouldn't be perfect. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, the more things you know that you need to switch or change. And, even now, it's not perfect, but I'm comfortable with it. It's funny because, I've been doing these videos for quite a few years now, and I went to this place for lunch that I go quite often to lunch, and the lady came up and asked me, because I come there a lot, so she knows I like the food, if I would do a video for her. And she seemed like kind of nervous because I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't feel comfortable. I was like, sure, I'll do a video. I've just gotten used to, even if I don't speak clearly or I trip over my words, it's okay. It's okay. And I don't stress about it anymore. So I just did that video and it was great. I'm not saying it's perfect because none of my videos are perfect, but I got to the point where I didn't care and I learned from the things that I do and I learned to, overcome that and not worry about it because it changes you. It makes you grow those mistakes, right? So when you're feeling drawn to do something, but you're scared to do it, just do it. And no, it's not going to be perfect, but you learn from those mistakes. And if you don't make the mistakes, then you don't learn. That's how we learn, is by through the mistakes. And I know that's sometimes a hard thing to do because me, a Virgo perfectionist, I want it to be perfect from the beginning. But over my life and working on myself, I've learned you've got to make the mistakes and learn from them and just push through. My kids are funny, and I always have this conversation, especially as I was working through the sourdough. Because once I got the starter going, making the bread's a whole nother thing of different things you've got to do to get it right. But my first loaf was decent. It wasn't perfect, but it was decent and they all enjoyed it. And each one since, I've made three. Each one since is a little bit better every time because I make little tweaks that I wouldn't know to do unless I tried. You won't grow or do anything unless you try. And be okay with making mistakes, knowing you're going to make mistakes, but don't care. Just use them. Use them as a growing tool. And they're not really mistakes. They're just things to show you that you need to do different and how you need to do it different. But it's been a great journey, the sourdough journey, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's another thing for my improving my healthy lifestyle is starting to make my own bread for me and my family. I don't eat a ton of bread, but I'll eat more of the sourdough because of the health benefits of it. But I'm going to start making even sandwich. I'm going to try and see if everybody likes it. Make sandwich bread with the sourdough. This one I'm making the artisan round loaves that are just so fun. And actually this weekend I'm going to try making it to where it's more of the soury taste, which mine has it, but I'm going to do some of the tricks for that to make it a more soury taste. So I'm excited to try that. I pulled the sourdough out of the fridge. So actually, it's the first time I put it in since I'd started it in a month. But again, it's do things, just do them that bring you joy, because me starting this is bringing me joy. Even though it stressed me out in the beginning, it's totally bringing me joy, and trying new things and enjoying new things. And it's really just brought me a lot of joy doing this new journey in sourdough and making other things with it too, which I'm excited to do. So don't be afraid to make the mistakes. It will help you, right? I think even a lot of us get afraid of on our healing journey to do things that we're going to make a mistake. But you've just got to start. And as you start, then you build upon it and build upon it. And then you get to where you want to get. And then you're doing a great job and it might be perfect. I don't know that we ever get perfect though. So know that. I don't think we ever get perfect. But we get to where it's better and it's really good. I want to share with you the sponsor of this video. It is the X39 Lifewave patches. These are amazing, and I want you to know I don't share anything or recommend anything unless I use it for myself, and I totally love it. Okay, I don't do any of that. These I love. My mother, my husband, and I have all been on them since August, and immediately what I noticed was much more energy in myself. I had much more energy to get things done and just felt a lot of energy during the day. And I didn't get tired in the afternoon like I would sometimes. And I also noticed in myself that I had a mole up here and it just disappeared, right? And I had a few more like later that happened too. And then I noticed that I had a cut on my hand and it healed really quickly. Okay. And then so with my mother, she is almost 80 and she would get tired in the late afternoon and take naps usually around 2, 3, or 4, right? And once she got on these patches, she no longer needed the nap. She wasn't taking naps anymore. She had more energy herself and was more well rested. And then finally with my husband, and these are just a few of the results, okay? Finally with my husband, he had a lot more energy. He's been retired and he kind of got in a slump, and he had a lot of energy once he got on these patches. A couple of days after getting on the patches, he pulled his shoulder out of his socket, which he's done before. He popped it back in anyway, and it bruised horribly. He couldn't lift his arm up. He hurt it pretty bad. It's something he does a lot. And the next day he was able to lift it halfway up. And then the day after that, he was able to lift it all the way up again, which that's never happened when he's dislocated his shoulder. And there was tons of bruising. all the way down his shoulder, and that cleared up, and it was much lighter like the second day, and it cleared up much quicker, and he just healed so much faster after being on these patches. So here's what they look like. And you just take it off and you put it on. Well, this is one place you put it, is the back of the neck, and I hope this is going to show up in the video right there. Back of the neck is where I put mine. And you can put it on your stomach, and there's many other places you can put it, but there is information in the description below on these patches. They are amazing, and I want to just give you what it says on the website about it, just so you have an idea of how it works and why it works. The technology of the X39 patches is phototherapy. It gently stimulates the skin with light, which stimulates the natural flow of energy in the body, which improves the health in the body. So like I said, we've had amazing results. I love them. My mom loves them. My husband loves them. I have quite a few other people on them, and they've all had amazing results. It's helped improve their health and helps them recover quicker. So if you have any questions or interested in them, go ahead and reach out to me. All the information to contact me is below. There is also a Start X39 website. You can go check it out. Or if you just want to order it, there's a link to order it in the description below. But check them out. I have been so happy on these patches. All right, so in the description box below, there's a healing meditation. You just sign up for it and you'll get it. There's many ways to work with me, all are in the description below. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, just comment below or email me. That's in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. Now go do something you love. Every day, do something you love. Do something that lifts you up, brings you joy. And then every day, do at least one thing of self-care. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate, whatever that is for you. And then look for the good in everything. Look for the good in everything and in everyone. And when you see something in someone that stands out to you, say it to them. And finally, write 10 things you're grateful for. Do these things, and I promise you, you're going to see a difference in your life. That's what I've got for today. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.